Good afternoon, Inclusive Learning class. I'm going to be presenting my case study on a student that I observed this semester named Jennifer. Jennifer is a 16-year-old girl who is suffering from an SCI or spinal cord injury, also called paraplegic. She had a serious injury 3 years ago when she fell off of her bike and damaged her spinal cord. This has led to her being basically paralyzed from the waist down. However, the damage is incomplete, so she has not had a total loss of sensation and function. Band is one of her favorite classes in high school and is one of the only places that she feels that she fits in socially and where her peers are able to view her as a person and not a person with a disability. Although she is able to participate in band class fine with only minor modifications, she wants to participate in marching band this upcoming season. Jennifer gets along very well with her friends where she is comfortable, but can often feel anxious in new social situations, especially in larger groups, because of her injury and the lack of confidence that she has surrounding it. She has fairly good overall social skills and communication skills, but can sometimes get frustrated when she is limited by her physical disability and takes this out on others with bursts of anger, which is honestly to be expected. I want to stress that it is in no way a cognitive disability and it is only a physical disability. When she gets frustrated in her anger fits, it's best to give her space to cool down and not force her to socialize or participate in class activities. She also leaves school 1 period early every day to go to a special physical therapist that is designed to help restore some of her ability to move and ability to experience sensations. Because school is on a rotating schedule, this isn't the same class every day. Behavioral issues that might come from this is just because of her disability, she could get frustrated and have those outbursts, which we already discussed. New social situations cause her anxiety. She does not enjoy having to participate in large group situations, which I mentioned, and she prefers to work in smaller groups where she is comfortable and knows the other students well. Characteristics of paraplegic that Jennifer has: she has sensory and motor functioning below the waist that is below the normal functioning level of her student peers. What may be in her IEP, I think that it would state her current level of performance, which is very comfortable participating in an ensemble class. She's an advanced trumpet player and she made Region Band. She's one of your star musicians. Goals specific to the music classroom for the student is we want her to be advancing. Hopefully, because she's a strong player, she can advance into that principal player position, and that would just kind of give her a way to overcome her social anxieties. Being able to lead and be a role model for her peers would help to give her confidence in those other areas. We also think that this could help her give her the confidence to pursue finding her own unique way to participate in marching band this fall. Accommodations for her in wind ensemble class: she's allowed to remain in her wheelchair rather than having to sit in the special band room chairs that the other students are forced to sit in. She's given an extended time frame to get into the classroom and to get herself unpacked and set up to begin rehearsing, meaning if she's not there ready to go at the 2-minute bell or whatever, that's okay. Give her the time, don't get mad. In addition to that, accommodations are to let her pack up early so that she has enough time to get herself together and to kind of beat the rush and get to her next class. She's not required to go up in front of the class or perform as a soloist unless she wants to, because we don't want to cause any more social anxiety. She also has the ability to choose the small groups that she gets to work on projects with. This allows her to pick the people she's comfortable with and to strive. Modifications for the student: as far as marching band, we are allowing the student to bring up the rear of the marching band line when students travel from buses to the field, etc., rather than in drill number order. This will allow her to still participate in the line without disrupting the flow and getting to move at her own pace. She can also participate in marching band by having a reduced drill set to learn that is all based off of the sideline of the field. That way, she doesn't have to go into the cluster or worry about maneuvering her chair through the turf. She still has the opportunity to march and be part of all the forms being made, but she doesn't have as many sets to learn, and it's all in a relatively confined space so that she can still participate easily. It's also important for them to make sure that there are handicapped accessible buses as far as transportation for competitions or festivals. And then on our case study, or IEPs, there's also goals for her other classes, which I'm not going to read and tell you about because it doesn't really matter in this situation. But as our teacher, it would be important to know all these other things so that you could try to slip them into your teaching. And then I kind of include on the bottom of a case study an example of an icebreaker game that could help Jennifer develop social comfort with her peers called Two Truths and a Lie, and I feel like most people have had the opportunity to play it before. But the basic gist of this game is we're trying to create a greater level of comfort so she's not nervous or different from her peers and break down that barrier that her physical disability kind of makes her feel like she has. So in the game, students will stand in a circle. The teacher will explain each student has the opportunity to step into the center of the circle and tell make 3 statements to their peers. 2 of them are the truth, fun facts, and 1 of them is a lie. The other students will then vote on which of the 3 statements is a lie, and then the student reveals which one the lie actually was. So in Jennifer's case, an accommodation is if it's too difficult for her to move into the center of the circle, just allow her to stay in her position and give her statement from where she already is. I also wanted to present a lesson plan. So I made a basic lesson plan for 9th through 12th grade wind ensemble. This would be a plan that you would probably use at the beginning of the year since it's a pretty basic lesson about articulations. And the basic point of the lesson is to teach various articulations, specifically staccato and legato. I'm going to skip over all the standards and stuff, but I'm going to attach the lesson plan if you're interested to look at in this post. But as far as materials, students will obviously need their instrument. Teacher will need a board to provide visual examples and an excerpt that demonstrates various articulations. The basic skills needed are the basic ability to read and comprehend music and an understanding of how to play an instrument and how to fit into an ensemble. So the lesson begins by students are already in their seat, ready to go. But lesson begins by asking the students what are their previous knowledge of articulations and seeing what the students say, if any of them know any from middle school or if any of them know any from maybe private lessons or from previous years, and then have the students answer what they think. And then the definition that we're going to use in the class is how certain notes are to be sung or played. Then follow that up, ask students what they look like when they're written in music. Possibly have a student come up to the front of the board and write it out for the other students, etc., etc. Then we're going to introduce the basic articulations, legato and staccato, including a visual on the board. Then we're going to do a motion activity where I'm giving motions and students are interpreting the articulation on a concert B flat based on the movements that I'm conducting. Hand out an excerpt that gives students an opportunity to demonstrate these dynamics learned. First time through, have students play the excerpt once. No special articulations, And then on the second read through, have the students attempt to put the articulations in. Students can have the opportunity to demonstrate the excerpt individually if they feel comfortable. And then closure of the lesson, wrap it up. Ask students to reflect on both times we played the excerpt as a group. Which time did they like better? Why? And then discuss how we can make our articulations have more of an impact and why composers even use articulations in their writing. Some possible lesson extensions, practice articulations in other excerpts or in the pieces we're playing in class band that we're going to play in the concert. Play concert B flat quarter notes, work on agreeing as an ensemble on the articulation, give students the opportunity to stand in front of the band and demonstrate like I did, be the conductor and demonstrate articulations with gestures. And then, so for Jennifer, in this case, she's fine. Her physical disability does not affect her ability to play articulations on the trumpet at all. The adaptations that I made for her were more focusing on the social anxiety and lack of confidence resulting from her injury. I said she does not have to demonstrate the excerpt individually if she's not comfortable with the attention. However, if she seems confident and like she's down to show everybody, definitely have her be the model for the class so that she has a chance to excel and we can boost her confidence. Allow her to, same thing, allow her the opportunity to conduct so that she's up there in front of the class being a leader. And, which I mentioned in the case study, give her extra time at the beginning of the lesson to unpack, and then extra time at the end, dismiss her early so that she can pack up and has plenty of time and is not late for the end of the class. So as far as color and pacing and stuff, for size, I'm going to write the articulation, the excerpt, have a copy projected on the board actually, so that if a student can't really read the like little print, it's projected on the board nice and big. Pacing, if a student's struggling, we can break it down, have them work with partners, give them extra time to work on it, have that. And then as far as color, it's kind of hard to see, but on this demonstration excerpt, I made legato notes. Sorry, it's also reflected backwards. I made legato notes in the legato articulation in purple, and I made staccato marks in green. So by having different colors in there, it just provides emphasis and makes the different articulations really pop and stand out to students. All right, everybody, thank you for a great semester, and that's my presentation on Jennifer and her physical disability and social anxiety in the band classroom. Thank you.